Hey guys, I hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to show you something that absolutely blew my mind, and that was really the biggest reason why I decided to move from Dubai to Romania. It's cost of living. And since I know from the stats I can see from YouTube, it seems like all of you guys really do enjoy a good finance video. I thought, let me just break down the numbers and show you the actual difference in day-to-day living so you can get a sense of the difference moving from one country to another, like how big a change that actually can make in your life. But before we get into it, let me just introduce myself. My name is Rasmus. I'm the owner of Minix. That's a performance marketing agency where we specialize in helping D2C e-commerce brands scale holistically with paid ads, content, email marketing, and conversion rate optimization. Also, as you watch the video, if you have any questions during or after watching the video, just leave a comment down below. I read all comments and questions and I'm happy to help. And also, if you do end up enjoying the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That would massively help me out. But with that being said though, let's get straight into it. So I just want to put a little note here in the beginning. I have not seen a reduction in my quality of life moving from Dubai to Romania because you can't really compare it. Dubai is very much its own thing, and moving from the Middle East to Eastern Europe, it's a difference. There's a big difference, that's for sure, but you really can't compare anything to Dubai. So like before you start saying anything like, oh, you just moved there because it was cheap but you probably don't live that well. I live very well, okay? And I'll make a video actually showing you the house I live in so you can get an idea of how much you can actually get for your money here. But I had no ties to Dubai, and I have many more ties to Romania already just being here for a few months, and I could much more see myself stay here for an extended period of time than I actually could Dubai. I could see myself move to Dubai in the future. I would have to make more money, that's obvious. Dubai is a very expensive place, and now having been able to live in a house for the past few months, I've really gotten accustomed to that. You do definitely notice it, like the increase in quality of life you have living in a house versus an apartment. I think I'm more of a house guy than I'm an apartment guy. I know that's a personal preference, but I didn't just move here only for the sake of finding the absolute cheapest place I could possibly find. Because then, you know, I would probably not have moved to Romania. I would probably move to something like Ukraine if I were to stay in Eastern Europe, or some cheaper place. Or somewhere else in South America, for example. But I like Bucharest, and you can get an absolute steal. You can get so much for your money. So I just wanted to note that before getting into it. The first post I have on here is rent. Obviously, that's the biggest expense anyone is going to have on their month-to-month and day-to-day living. And so in Dubai, I had a 2-bedroom nice apartment overlooking the marina. I made a video showing my apartment just before I moved, and that was $3,850 a month, which comes out to just over $40,000 a year. And that was, I think, 120, 110 square meters. And comparing that to what I have now, which is a 5-bedroom house spread across 4 floors, is 180 square meters. That only runs me $1,350 a month. Now, obviously, I split this with my brother. So if you were to just do this for yourself, even though the house is just way too big for just one person, you know, that would be $2,700 a month if you were to take that all by yourself. And that's still, what, 30% cheaper or something compared to my 2-bedroom apartment in Dubai. So you can get so much for your money. And if you're just looking for a 2-bedroom, like newly built apartment here in Bucharest, you can find something that's really nice for $800-900 a month. So you can get so much for your money here, which I do definitely enjoy. And I'll get to like the total cost of living on a month-to-month basis that I had in Dubai, and then also what I have now in Bucharest. Now, the second thing I have on my list here is gym membership. In Dubai, that was $55 a month. Here in Romania, it's $45 a month, so it's very similar. I do pay an extra $87 a month, but that's not for the gym. That's for my boxing gym, which is a new thing I picked up. I do technically spend more on gym memberships here than I did in Dubai, but I'm sure if I also went to boxing when I was in Dubai, that would have been another, you know, $150-200 a month. Now, moving on, we have internet and phone data, because there's quite a big difference in cost and also just speeds in Dubai versus Romania. Romania is, I think, the best internet connection in all of Europe, and it literally costs nothing. Whereas in Dubai, internet and, you know, mobile data cost a ton of money, and you don't really get a lot for it. Like my internet, just so you know here, my internet in Dubai was $135 a month, and here in Bucharest we pay $25 a month. So this total, this is not split between me and my brother, so technically it's $12.50. But just for argument's sake, it's $25 a month, right? And I think we get a gigabyte versus Dubai. I had like 300 megabytes of download. So I get 3 times better internet for like a fifth of the cost, more than 75% reduction. And same with phone data. So in Dubai, I had like 8 or 10, I think 8 gigabytes per month, and that would run me 70 bucks a month. Now the speed is just fine, it's nothing crazy. But here in Bucharest, I literally have the most expensive phone plan that you can even get, which is like unlimited data, and you have like, I think 10 or 12 gigabytes in the rest of Europe, and that only runs me 14 bucks a month. So in Dubai, like that's a real thing. Like people do complain a little bit about having to pay a lot for data and internet because it's sort of a monopoly. There's only like 3 carriers you can really go with. There's Du, Etisalat, and then Virgin. Whereas here in Romania, I think it's also like, of course, it has something to do with the average gross income, which is just not that high here. But data in general here in Romania is some of the absolute cheapest you can find in Europe. And it's also the highest speeds you can even find in Europe, which is quite nice. I do enjoy that a lot. Now, the second biggest post I actually had on a month-to-month basis in Dubai was meal prep, which is, I think, also my second biggest expense here. It's very similar. It was 425 in Dubai, and it's only 390 bucks a month here. So a little bit cheaper, but nothing crazy. Like what, 10% cheaper, but it's very similar. I get my meals delivered every single morning. It's a little bit different. In Dubai, I had them delivered the night before. Who really cares? I get 3 meals a day here, and I basically get however many calories I want. So in Dubai, I think I only got 1,600 calories a day, whereas here I get 2,000 or 2,500, and I can just increase that if I want to, and the price will stay pretty much the same. You know, if I were to go on a massive bulk or something, it would actually be more cost efficient for me just to do it here in Bucharest versus Dubai. But you know, it's really not that much, and just the service for me is incredible. I hate cooking. It's not something I want to do, and so for me it's just very convenient to not have to do it at all. The second last thing here on my list is DEWA, which is what it's called in Dubai, which is Dubai Electricity and Water Association, I think it is. Basically just water and electricity. That's what it is. In Dubai, that was 255 bucks a month. But you do need to keep in mind here, DEWA is both your water and electricity, but it's also your housing fee. And that basically takes up 80-90% of your total bill. So in actuality, I only spend 25 bucks a month, I think, on water and electricity in Dubai. But then I paid an additional 220 bucks a month for my housing fee, because that was basically 5% of my yearly rent, and then you pay that monthly. So water and electricity in Dubai is very, very cheap, but if you do live somewhere expensive, you're gonna pay an expensive housing fee, and that basically all goes into a DEWA bill. So you kind of have to put it into that same category. Now here in Bucharest, we only pay 18 bucks a month for water and electricity. That was at least the latest bill we had, and that's probably going to be the most expensive one, because now it's winter, so we have heaters on and stuff. There's heating in the floor, you know, we have air conditioning as well running when it's super cold. Maybe it'll get more expensive in the summer, who knows. But yeah, water and electricity is super cheap here, and you don't pay any crazy housing fee. That obviously also comes at a cost, because the streets are not as clean as they are in Dubai. But I mean, I don't really care. You don't really walk around here in Bucharest, just drive everywhere. So it's rare that I'll go on a walk at all, really. And then the last thing I have on my list is gasoline. Obviously, Dubai is famous, and the Middle East in general, the GCC countries are famous for having super, super low gas prices, because they get it from Saudi Arabia, for example. So in Dubai, gasoline is 75 cents per liter. In Bucharest, it's about twice as expensive. This is diesel prices though, because I drive diesel. The car I have here is diesel, so that's just the prices I took. But I think they're pretty similar. Maybe I think gas is a little bit more expensive, but it's 1.5, so it's twice the cost, which is, you know, quite a big increase. But if I compare that to Denmark, it's still like 33% cheaper. So to me, at least, I feel like I'm still getting a steal. If you're in the US, it's probably super expensive compared to, you know, your gas prices over there, because you also just get it yourself. These main categories, so rent, gym, internet, phone data, meal prep, and then, you know, electricity, which is like all my fixed expenses, comes out to 1,930 bucks per month here in Bucharest. In Dubai, those same expenses came out to 4,700 bucks per month. And here I'm not including, because I was doing some grocery shopping, I had a tennis coach, you know, also just ordering food out from time to time. If you take all those things like I didn't mention, which they don't really equate to a lot of money here in Bucharest, maybe like, let's say 400 bucks, even 100 bucks per week. In Dubai, that will probably have been closer to 500 or something, including taxis and stuff, which I just don't take here in Bucharest. So overall, like, you can get a lot for your money just moving to a different place, which is kind of crazy. And that was the main reason why I decided to make the switch from Dubai to Bucharest, just because I can have an increase in quality of life, which I've definitely felt comparing to Dubai. And I'm not a multi-millionaire, I don't make endless money. So, you know, it's definitely a factor, you know, us mere mortals just have to factor in. It's like, okay, if I can live somewhere where I'm still happy and I can have all my needs met, I go outside and I don't feel scared, I don't feel like the place is a shithole, you know, I'm overall just happy and I can have the exact same needs met, but I can do it for like 1/3 the cost, then why not? Like, majority of you watching this is between like 20 and 35, so like you can do it as well. You can definitely set yourself up in a situation where you can travel a bit more, especially now with the world being, you know, more remote and more online. You can set yourself up for this as well. And if you're currently living, let's say in the US or the UK or any like Western country where you're paying $3,000 a month for a shitty apartment, you know, let's say you live in London and literally the only thing from what I know you can get in London for $3,000 a month is like a studio or a shitty one bed, then why not move somewhere else where you might be happy? The only reason you would not move, in my opinion, if you have the option to, is because of family and friends and you really value that. And if you do that, that's great. Then I have nothing really to say to you because I know that's super personal. But for me, I'm not a big family person. I see them like 4 times a year, and for me that's enough. I live here with my brothers, so I guess I still have some family around, and that's really enough for me. I'm really focused on myself and improving myself and my career and improving just my life in general, and I feel like I can do that here. And I feel like this is a place where I could live for a very extended period of time. I would never move somewhere really where I could only see myself live there for like 3 to 6 months. I'm kind of past that. I did that in 2022. I moved to Spain for 6 months, knowing I would only stay there for 6 months. And that was also a great experience, but it's not something I would do anymore. I like to just move to a place, get to know the culture, get to know people and the place, and feel like, okay, this I can call home now. That's how I like to travel. For me, traveling, I view it as moving to a different country on an extended basis to actually get to know a different culture. I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, I would massively appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions after watching this video, just leave them down below. As I said, I read all comments and happy to respond to any question. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.